Our Gwinnett 101 journey officially began on March 4th, 2026 at Gwinnett Field. Like many of us, I walked in carrying a notebook, business cards, expectations, and curiosity about what the next several weeks would bring. But I don't think any of us realized we were stepping into an experience that would challenge our perspectives, deepen our appreciation for public service, and somehow turn a room full of strangers into a community. Somewhere along the way, through shared experiences, meaningful conversations, moments of laughter, and learning side by side, Gwinnett 101 became more than a program for us. It became personal. Over these past several weeks, we didn't just learn about departments, systems, and services. We began to see the people behind them. For those who may not know me, my name is Danielle Moore, and I care deeply about education, families, creativity, and finding ways to bring people together through meaningful work in the community. That's one of the reasons I was so excited to participate in Gwinnett 101. I wanted to better understand how residents can become more informed, engaged, and connected to the communities we call home. One of the biggest things this experience taught me is that behind every county department and public service are people working every day to help keep Gwinnett moving forward. What really stayed with me from the cohort sessions was Janelle Balcom's presentation as part of the planning and development session on HUD, grant management and community development opportunities. I went into the session thinking mostly about programs and services, but I left thinking much more deeply about sustainability, partnership, and what it really takes to create long-term community impact. What stood out to me most was realizing how much meaningful community impact depends on collaboration, partnerships, and people willing to work together in service of others. It made me realize that meaningful work and strategic collaboration really do go hand in hand. I also really enjoyed the tree ordinance activity because it gave us the opportunity to think through real scenarios together. It wasn't just information being presented to us. We were actively engaging, discussing ideas, and learning collaboratively across residential, commercial, and industrial zoning situations. Throughout the program, moments like these reminded us that public service is not just about policies and procedures. It's about people working together to strengthen communities. Another session that stayed with me was Parks and Recreation. We had the opportunity to enjoy activities like pickleball and experience the lighter side of community. But what stood out most was watching the lifeguard demonstrations and realizing the level of training, preparation, and responsibility required to protect lives in moments of emergency. Even within our cohort, it was often the small moments that left the biggest impression. Craig consistently asked thoughtful and curious questions during sessions that challenged all of us to think deeper and engage more fully. Teresa showed genuine compassion and leadership when she purchased a greeting card for us all to sign for Master Police Officer David Reed after he was shot. Even that evening, during our visit to the Police Training Academy, she was asking about his condition and showed the kind of heart that continues caring about people long after the moment passes. And Alan became known for sharing his baking talents with us week after week, something many of us look forward to almost as much as the sessions themselves. Every person in this cohort brought something valuable to the experience. And from the thoughtful discussions to the laughter, during every session, every member helped shape this journey in their own unique way. That's what made this group special. This program brought together people from different professions, backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives, yet somewhere along the way, strangers became friends. Some of our best conversations happened during the cultural food immersion experiences. The team was deliberate when introducing us to food from different cultures. Sharing meals together became an opportunity to learn more about one another and appreciate the diversity that makes up Gwinnett County. Whether we were trying new foods or simply sharing conversations around the table, those moments reminded us that community is often built through connection and shared experiences. I especially remember the cultural dinner during our community service session at the Gwinnett Environmental Heritage Center. This evening, we were served Pakistani food. The chickpeas, samosas, chicken, rice, and naan were incredible. And to this day, my only regret is not going back for seconds on the samosas. But beyond the food itself, what made those moments memorable was what they represented. And in a county as diverse as Gwinnett, we were reminded that understanding communities begins with taking the time to sit together, listen to one another, and share experiences that bring people closer together. This experience gave me a deeper appreciation for public service and the people committed to serving this community every day. True leadership is service. The best leaders are not simply the loudest voices in the room. They are people consistently willing to help others solve problems, build relationships, and improve the lives of the people around them. Tonight, I want to collectively thank every department we visited throughout this experience. Thank you for opening your doors to us, answering our questions, and allowing us to see the incredible work happening throughout Gwinnett County every single day. I also want to sincerely thank Miriam and the Civic Engagement Team, Social Impact Team, for the tremendous amount of work, coordination, and care that went into making this experience possible. And very special thank you to Chairwoman Nicole Love Hendrickson for supporting and believing in programs like Gwinnett 101, as well as consistently taking time out of her busy schedule to be present at orientation and graduation. Programs like this do something powerful. They close the distance between government and community. They replace assumptions with understanding. And they inspire ordinary residents to become more informed, engaged, and invested in the future of Gwinnett County. I also want to thank District 1 Commissioner Kirkland Carden, District 2 Commissioner Ben Koo, District 3 Commissioner Jasper Watkins III, and District 4 Commissioner Matthew Holcomb for your continued support of initiatives that invest in residents and community leadership. Tonight, we leave with something much greater: connection, perspective, a deeper appreciation for the people behind the work, and friendships and memories that will stay with us long after Gwinnett 101 has ended. To my fellow cohort members, thank you for the laughter, the conversations, the encouragement, and the memories. And to everyone who made Gwinnett 101 possible, thank you for giving us an experience we will never forget.
Thank you. Now, next we have your second class representative, Camille, the beautiful Camille.